welcome back to Stardust Reads. I'm Chris, and today I will be talking about my 7 most anticipated Sapphic releases of 2020. Most anticipated is a bit of a misnomer because these are just 7 Sapphic books that are coming out in 2020. I'm very excited to read. I'd be hard-pressed to rank any of the Sapphic books. I'm very, very excited to read. I do have a Goodreads shelf that has a lot of the Sapphic releases, not a lot, that has a lot of the Sapphic releases I am interested in 2020 on there. However, linked below I will have an affiliate link to a list of the 7 books so you can pre-order them. Just know that it is an affiliate link, so if you buy the books via that list, I will get a small percentage of the money. So the first book I have is, I'm not 100% certain this is Sapphic, but if I recall correctly, some of my mutuals on Twitter have said it's Sapphic, so I'm going to trust them because I adore them. So first up, we have The Space Between Worlds by Micaiah Johnson. This is a book focused on multiverse travel. So multiverse is possible in the universe, however, you cannot travel to a universe where a version of you is alive. This obviously creates issues for time travel. However, our main character, Kara, C-A-R-A. However, our main character, Kara, is the perfect candidate to travel the multiverse because her doppelgangers keep dying. So basically, this follows her and her handler, Dell, who I think this is who her romance is going to be. It mentioned that they flirt a lot, or that Kara flirts with her a lot. Either way, it's Sapphic. We're counting it. But basically, one of Kara's doppelgangers, one of the 8 that remain, die, and she visits a new world and is caught up in the mysterious ongoings of that world. Now, the release date for this book might have been pushed back, but as far as I know, this is going to be published on August 4th. I will have a pre-order link down below for all of these, not just this one. Now, The Space Between Worlds is an adult book, but the next book I'm going to be mentioning is a young adult book. And that book is The Hana Wars by Adiva Yagadar. This follows a young Muslim girl who, after coming out to her parents, is asked to remain in the closet, at least publicly, because, as it says in the summary, Muslims are not supposed to be lesbians. In addition to the struggle between who she is and what her family expects of her, there's also the fact that her school is having a competition where students are to create their own businesses. She creates a henna business, however, another student, Flavia, she also creates a henna business. However, for Flavia, it is cultural appropriation for her to be doing this. So obviously, Nishat is not too happy about that, and it follows the tension not only because of the rival businesses and the cultural appropriation, but also a building romantic tension between them. This is own voices for the Muslim rep, so that's good, and both of the characters, both of the romantic leads are women of color, so that is also a plus. This comes out May 12th. This is a video of me having to Google every name. So The Falling in Love Montage by Clara Smythe. It might be Smith. I'm unsure. That I'm not looking up. I don't care. Shersha is a young woman who is dealing with her mother's early onset dementia. She's helping taking care of her, and obviously she doesn't have much time for relationships. However, she meets another girl, Ruby, who she is drawn to. However, she does have she has a no relationships role. So Ruby comes up with the loophole that it's not necessarily breaking that no relationship rule if they just have a cliche summer fling with all the rom-com tropes. The last line on the blurb said it would be the perfect plan if they were not forgetting one thing about the falling in love montage, and it's that when it's over, they fall in love. So I just think this sounds really adorable. It just seems really cute. The cover is absolutely stunning, and I cannot wait to give this a go. This comes out June 9. Our fourth book is Burn Our Bodies Down by Rory Powers. This is Rory Powers' sophomore novel. It follows a young woman, Margot, as she tries to figure out more about her family history. Now, the last two I mentioned explicitly were romances. They were contemporary rom-coms. This is, however, not a romance, and it simply has a lesbian main character. And, no, not her. Basically, Margot goes to her family farm, where she meets her grandmother and is drawn into the mystery of Kaylin and why her mother ultimately left and cut off all contact with her mother and ultimately everyone in the town. With every other book on this list, I do not have an arc of them, but I do have an e-arc of this one. I'm about 50% of the way in, and I'm loving this one a lot. I definitely think you should give it a pre-order. It definitely triggers for emotional abuse, particularly between a mother and a daughter, but I know firsthand that the dynamics are pretty similar no matter the gender of the parent. There's also warnings for fire, fire and emotional abuse. Those are the ones that are coming to mind. But like I said, I am really, really enjoying this, and it comes out on July 7th. Next up is The Girl Serpent Thorin by Melissa Bardus. This is an original fairy tale inspired by Persian mythology. This follows our main character, Thorin, as she is a princess of a fantasy land. However, her touch is poisonous, and she is kept away from the general public because of that. She's spent most of her life hidden away in the gardens. However, for her brother's wedding, she ventured out for the first time, and she meets a boy who is not afraid of her. And I'm just going to read the last paragraph of the summary because this puts it better than I can. Thorin thought she knew her place in the world, but when her choices lead to consequences she never imagined, she begins to question who she is and who she is becoming, human or demon, princess or monster. Now this is, I don't believe this has a female-female romance. However, I do know that the main character is bisexual, and that means they can be included on this list. Biphobes, be mad below. Now this is Own Voices for, I do not know if it's Own Voices for the Sapphic-ness of it. However, I do know that it is Own Voices for the Persian rep, as the author is Persian herself. This also comes out July 7th. I think the publication date was originally May 12th, but it was pushed back. Or maybe it's May 12th. I am completely uncertain. Next we have Cinderella is Dead by Kaylin Barron. So this takes place 200 years after the end of the Cinderella story. In this world, teen girls are expected to go to a ball every year, and at this ball, the nobility of the kingdom choose their wives. They select their wives based on the level of finery that every girl has, and if a girl is not chosen, she disappears. Now, our main character, Sophia, is a 16-year-old girl who is about to go to this annual ball. However, she isn't too keen on marrying a man. In fact, she is in love with her childhood best friend, Aaron. She runs away, and there she meets the last known descendant of Cinderella and her stepsisters, and they begin to plot a way to take down the kingdom, and they discover well-kept secrets about Cinderella. This is another book that is coming out on July 7th. I don't know why every book I like is coming out July 7th. We're just gonna accept it and move on. There's two other books I want to read that come out on July 7th. Like, two of my most anticipated books. It's a mess. Moving on. The final book on this list is Ironheart by Nina Varela. This is the sequel to Crier's War, which is one of my favorite books of all time. Crier's War follows a young princess. She's an automata. Her name's Crier, and she is trying to find her place in the society, as she was made to be the heir of the automata king. However, she is not given any space in the political landscape, and so she's fighting to find one. However, she meets a human girl, Ayla, after Ayla saves her life and makes Ayla her handmaiden. However, Ayla wants to kill Crier. The king killed Ayla's family, and so her goal is to kill Crier and give revenge. However, she ends up becoming a spy for the rebellion. Ironheart is the sequel to this, so I don't know if I can actually say much about Ironheart, but I believe it picks up very soon after this book ended, and I'm very, very excited to pick it up. That is all for today, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!